morning, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I'm a little bit late. This always seems to take longer than I leave it. So if I leave 5 minutes to do it, it will take 10 minutes to do it. So apologies. But welcome, thank you so much for joining me this morning. My name's Heather, I'm the Songbird Stamper, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you something just a little bit different. I've been making quite a lot of cards recently, and I thought we would mix it up. It is a card, but it's something I haven't seen or done. I made one of these cards 4 years ago, and I haven't seen it done or done it since then. So I thought I'd pop on and show you. I just need to bring the video up on my other computer, and I'll be able to see who's around and who's joining us. It's a bit miserable out there today. I was expecting it to be sunny, but I have actually got... Good morning, Anne-Marie. How are you doing, my lovely? All right. I have actually got something planned in. I'm going to a museum at 12 o'clock, so that'll be quite nice, and it'll be indoors, which is good, because yeah, it's a bit drizzly today. So I'm working with a hand-penned suite of products. Good morning, Emma. Nice to see you this morning. How's life with the little one? Well, I hope. Especially with, given the sunshine that we've been having, it'd be nice to get out and about, which I've been doing a lot. Yeah, I've been out to RHS Wisley, I've been to Winkworth Arboretum, I've been to Westdean Gardens. So trying to get out and about. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying a little bit of time off work as well. But I've also been creating, and I've got a few things in the pipeline, which looking forward to making. Good morning, Tracy. Nice to see you this morning virtually. So yes, I don't really know what else to say really. It's June. How is the year whizzing by us so fast already? Ah, good, Emma. Glad to hear everything's okay. Yeah, the year is literally whizzing past. We'll be starting to think. I don't know how much I'll be thinking about it, to be honest. Morning, Jill. Good morning, Tracy. People starting to hop on. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. So yeah, we'll start to think about Christmas soon. Gosh, I don't think I will really. The winter catalogue, I'm going to call it the winter catalogue, is good morning, Trina. Nice to see you. Oh, you've got bright sunshine in Shropshire. We had bright sunshine yesterday, so maybe it's travelling north, but yesterday is not bright sunshine. So I'm looking forward to going inside into the museum. Be good. Yeah, I'll call it the winter catalogue. That's coming out to demonstrators on the 22nd of June. I'll be able to see the PDF. Gosh, soon. And then the pre-order will be in July, and it will go live in August. So yeah, we'll say goodbye to the big thing on at the moment. We'll say goodbye to the mini catalogue. This one. Okay, so anything that you want in here. There are a few things that are carried over. Actually, quite a lot is carried over. But there are a few things in here which are going for good. All right, so there is a last chance sale on. So if there's anything that you kind of have your eyes on, you might be able to get that at a discount up to 50% off. I have sent out on my email a link to what's on offer and a link to where you can purchase that. But if you haven't and you don't know what I'm talking about, just shout up, and I'd be more than happy to help you, because there's some real bargains if they're still available, because it's all while stocks last. So that's the biggest thing I would say going on at the moment. 50% off sale. Right, I'm going to spin you over, because you're not here to listen to me waffle, are you? You're here to see some crafting. So I'll spin you over and we will get making, shall we? Good morning, Anita. Nice to see you this morning. So, I've got a little project, and we're just going to recreate it, I think. This is what I'm going to show you how to make. And this would have a white panel. I will do the white panel on the inside. So that's your card. But as you can see, it's got a funny little thing, and it stands up. Okay, so it stands up, and then you get your top flap there is your card. And then if you push the box out, you get some candles. How cute is that? So I'm going to show you how to make that, and to be honest, you could probably fit, if you can find a chocolate bar that fits, you could probably fit a bar of chocolate in there as well. About the right size. Or if you are good at box making, you could redo the measurements. But I'm going to show you how to make that one. It fits 4 of my standard tea lights. Now, what size are these, I wonder? Ah, you like it? Oh, thanks, Emma. So these are 1.5 inches circle. These tea lights are 4 centimetres. 1.5 inches. So I'm going to show you how to make that. My post-it note instructions will go into a blog post. So don't worry too much about writing them down. That is a job for possibly this afternoon. We'll see. So you need 2 pieces of card, really. 2 pieces of A4. I'm hoping I can do it out of these. I'm not entirely sure yet. This is Mint Macaron, and I'm using the hand-penned suite of products. So I've got some gorgeous papers, stamps, and dies. Yes, Tracy, these make lovely little Christmas gifts. I think these do quite well on craft fairs as well. You could make, you can get gold, you can get all different ones, can't you? Gold coloured tea lights, and then you can match your papers and your embellishments. So we need 1 piece of card that is 18.7 centimetres. It's very precise, this project. So 18.7 by 7. 18.7 by 7. Kind of probably try and run you through how I did it as well. So I just measured my 4 tea lights in a row, and then measured them. The depth of them was 1.5 centimetres. So that's why you can see how I do my boxes. So I plan out, this is the 4 tea lights in a row measured 15.7 by 4. And I knew I wanted them the box 1.5 centimetres deep, so then I just added on 1.5 centimetres on either side of that to give those measurements. So score that then at 1.5 on all 4 sides. And that there is the tray. Okay, so we set that to one side. And then we need a piece of card that is 15.9 by 29.7. So the 29.7, it's not going to work. I need the length of an A4 sheet of card. So that length of a A4 sheet of card is 29.7. I need to cut that down to 15.9. Yes, Tracy, I've got a box full of tea lights. Yes, exactly the same. So I thought, well, what can I make? And I've got a kind of a print off of a CD-ROM years ago that's got some, you know, kind of fancy folds and things in it. So I had to dig around in there, and I saw the design, obviously, but I've changed the measurements to make them my own because I wanted them to fit what I wanted to go in that box. You can put jewellery in there as well. So you could make a nice little nestle for a necklace, put a little bit of foam or something in there, a little bit of felt, and you could make a necklace or a bracelet, jewellery box as well. So loads of stuff you can pop in there. So then you're going to score this at 1 centimetre. Get that blade out of the way first. One centimetre, 2.6 centimetres, 6.8 centimetres. All I'm doing when I'm stopping and checking is I'm lining it up here at the top, and I'm lining it up here as well on this stamping trimmer. You get measurements like all the way down, because you get them at the bottom here as well. So if you haven't noticed that, it's a really fab feature of the stamping trimmer. Normally you just line it up and kind of hope and pray that it's lined up straight. But here I can line it up on both of those and know that I'm going to get a nice straight score line, because that's really important. 6.8 centimetres, 8.4 centimetres. So it is importantly precise to the millimetre, otherwise this won't work nestled round that box. Oh, hello Charlotte. Nice to see you this morning. You've been good for mummy. So this is rotate 180 degrees and then score it at 8.5. So we were scoring it all along this side, and now all I've done is take it out, score it, turn it round, and score it here at 8.5 centimetres. And that's all the scoring that we need to do. So let's go back to our tray. We take a foam folder and a pair of scissors, and we're just going to score. I fold rather those score lines and burnish them. You want nice, neat, crisp edges. So, how is everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing okay. Keeping well and busy. I know life is starting to happen a little bit more, which is nice. Still prefer being outside, I think, and not around lots and lots of people. I've got my first in-person class coming up on the 11th with 4 people plus myself, which will be lovely. It'll be another little step. Lots of cleaning and make sure people got their own little bits and bobs to work with. So I'm just using some you can use wet glue or you can use Stampin' Seal Plus. This is their really sticky for box making adhesive. This is what I would recommend, because it really does hold everything in place. Ah, yes, Tracy. Are you a teacher, or what do you do in education? I did see the other day that you were on half term. It is nice to spend some time crafting during the day, where otherwise you may be working. And then all you're going to do is pop those up. Make sure that top edge is lined up. Fold the tab in. And then fold that over. Again, just making sure that the top edge is lined up. So I notched those tabs. I don't know if I did say that or if you saw. So don't line up the bottom edge, because then your top edge will be all wonky. You need to line up the corner and the top edge if you're not used to making boxes. Chilling out. Our new goodies arrived yesterday. Good. I love a new goodie, me. I got some stamps yesterday as well. They've been on back order, but actually they only arrived a day after my main order, which is good. So they must have come in quite quickly. That's your little tray then, okay? So your tea lights are going to sit neatly. Oh, high level teaching assistant. Oh, wicked. Well, that's nice, Tracy. So I bet you're glad of no children around. So that's going to sit in your, tea lights are going to sit in that little tray that you've just made there, okay? Morning, Sandy, nice to see you. And then just fold and burnish all of these score lines too. You can do this one on this side while you're at it. So over here on the right hand side then, this is where our tray is going to sit. and this is going to wrap round, and this flap here, this 1 centimetre flap, is going to sit underneath, and that's going to hold it all in place. And it just is, if you've been as precise as that with the measurements, it's just the perfect fit. Okay, so we need to pop some glue down this little flap here. It's just the width of the Stampin' Seal Plus. But if you think you're going to struggle to get it in first go, use some wet glue, because you'll get a little bit more wiggle room with the wet glue. And then I'm just going to wrap that round, keep those tea lights in place. Don't try and do it without the tray in place, otherwise you will probably struggle. Let's put it that way. I'm just going to take my time, get that lined up on the bottom edge and on the top edge, and then push that down. Okay, and there's our little tray of tea lights. And then this one here will fold over exactly onto there if you've got it right. If you've not pushed it in quite as far, then you might end up with a little bit of a ruck. So I haven't got mine exactly straight, but it's good enough for government work, as I might say. You're having half term getting good at basketball. Is that with the grandkids, is it? Bless you. And then that will stand up just like that. So now to decorate. So like I say, I've got the hand penned papers. That's these ones. Gorgeous colours. This is what I did make one first. I wasn't as pleased with it, but that's only because I'm not a massive fan of green and blues. If you are, then you might like this one. So I'm going to have a few of these to give away, I think. After we're done. So now it's just a case of trying to decide which papers to use. So can't really see which papers I've used before. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That one's quite pretty with the purple in it. Might be that one. Yes, that was the one I used, I think. That was the one I've already used. I don't really like this one. I'll show you something I've made with this kind of design in a minute, but it's not my favourite. There's that one, which is the one I used on the other one. So that's already been used. Oops. That's quite busy. I'm looking for something that's a little bit less busy. I might end up using the one that I've already used, to be honest. Although that's quite nice. That is quite nice. And then we could have the orange and the purple. Oh, decisions, guys. It's hard work making a choice. Does the orange and green go with the purple ribbon round it, maybe? Let's go with that, shall we? Do something different. And we can have pink flowers. Have we got a blushing bride ribbon? I don't think we have. Oh, choices. Try and be quick so that you don't have to sit here and watch me faff. I might just go with the same I had actually, because I know I like it. So that's that one with the yellow. Oh, where's the yellow? There. So we need that one and that one. So this piece here cuts to not that width. That's a shame. another piece. So we need to cut this, which is the bit for the top section. We're going to cut that to 15.5 by 8, and then we need another one at 15.5. So I'm tempted to do a whole strip. So 15.5 by 8 plus 3.7, so 8 times 12. What is it? What is 12 in inches? So 4 3/4. So about there. And then cut that to 8.1. And then cut another one to 3.7. So you'll have to do that next one on the bottom down here, 3.7. If you cut your paper like me. Again, we talked about this last week. The reason I do it is so that it gives me like the maximum left over, rather than cutting it down here, because then I'm dictated to those widths. Although that wasn't the one, I'll have to use that for something else. That wasn't the one I wanted. I wanted this colour. 15.5 by 3.7. I did try it with the purple, but the purple ribbon didn't show up as much as I wanted it to. 15.5. There we go. So there's our cardstock, and now I'm just going to pop some ribbon around this yellow piece before I pop it on. And this, if you haven't got this, this is the most gorgeous ribbon. Oh, it's so pretty. This is the Holland Heather ribbon. I knew it was, I thought it might have a special name. Really, really pretty. It ties a really nice bow as well. So I'm going to pop that on with some red tape. Just taking it off my grid paper because otherwise I'm going to end up sticking red tape down. That's not what any of us want. Only problem with red tape is it gets a little bit staticky, and so when you're laying it over your paper to see if you can get it straight, it just lifts the paper up. It's like, I'm deciding for you. Fold over those edges. Tracy, what age do you work with then? Are you primary or secondary? Ah, Charlotte. Wow, I do like that ribbon. Yes. Tell Mummy that you need some, Charlotte. It's so pretty. It's sparkly and everything. I was like, what? Oh, wow, what can I use this for that actually just is ribbon? I just want to, like, lay this all over my room. It's so pretty. So that's that. I'm just going to fold the edges around, and so I can just about lift the red tape off my desk. That's why I don't stick it onto my grid paper. Kind of straight, and then tie that in a bow. Year 6. 10 to 11-year-olds. Top end, that's the top end of primary, isn't it? Top end of junior, whatever you call it these days. I hated school. I loved school, I loved learning, but School was not a great time for me. But it needs good people, it needs good teachers, and good teaching assistants. So kudos to you, Tracy. Hats off to you. Yes, Tracy, that new ribbon is in the catalogue. The ribbon is in the new catalogue. It's one of the few that I bought. I didn't buy all of them. So I'm not going to stick, I'm going to stick that on with glue dots first. So I'm just going to use 2 glue dots onto the back of that bow, just because it's quite heavy. And that's going to sit there like that. And because I'm doing it off the card, I can give it a really good press down. Ties a really pretty bow. Here you get 9 yards of this ribbon. No, 9 meters. 9 meters of ribbon. It's a crazy amount of ribbon. Literally would last you forever. Actually, some of them do last me forever. So where are our ribbons then? Here they are. Highland Heather Gross Grain ribbon, £5.50. Wow, that's a really good price. Actually, £5.50 for that ribbon. Yes, that would last you forever. So what am I going to do now? Let's have a think. Let's stick that on, shall we? Let's go for it. And we'll stick that on down the bottom there. Ah, you're more than welcome. So that's just going on with some Tombow glue. Nice strong glue. And then we shall decorate this piece. So I'm using, gonna have to head off. Oh, can't talk now. Going to have to head off. Friends coming over and the house is a tick. Yes, you'll have to have a go, Emma. Happy tidying. Thank you. We will have a great weekend, I'm sure. And you, my lovely. Look after yourself. Bye, Charlotte. So there is my Stitch So Sweetly die. These are a lovely set of dies. Really versatile. And you get all of these scalloped layering frames. And you get these ones as well. So these are carried over into the new catalogue, which I'm pleased about, because some of my favourite shaped dies have been taken away, rudely snatched away, but this one is still going strong. So I'm going to cut one of those out in wicker white. Grab my little machine. Find a little scrap of white. So that one's a bit dirty on the back, but to be honest, it doesn't matter, just flip it over. Cuts out this beautiful shape. Gorgeous, isn't it? And then we need another little piece of Whisper White. I'm going to stamp. Now I'm going to stamp an Evening Evergreen. Shall I bring my grid paper back in and work on that? Really shouldn't. I'm going to stamp in Evening Evergreen, and I've got the hand-penned petals stamp set, and this is the one that we're going to use, and then some of the infill stamps as well. Just a bit different to stamping in black, really. It's quite dark, so you get the same effect as if you stamped in black. And then some little blocks, and these are the stamps then that infill into that one and that one. So what colours have we got? We've got Daffodil Delight, Highland Heather, and Mint Macaron. And just work out whether you want to stamp straight on or you want to stamp off. It's quite a subtle paper, so if you've got dark, heavy coloured ink pads, you may wish to stamp off first. But mine actually aren't too bad, they're okay. So I'm just going to go straight in for it. Now the stamps don't line up exactly, which I quite like because it means you can be a bit freer. You don't need to be quite so precise when you're stamping. Just make, yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't line it up because they don't line up anyway, if that makes sense. So for anybody who worries about getting things perfect, you don't need to worry in this instance because they're not designed to be perfect. Which is quite cool. And then we've got these little leaves. One big one and one small one. Again, I don't really know which way around these are supposed to go, but it really doesn't matter. So that's it there, and I'm just going to cut that out. I'm going to show you a little trick in a minute because the background paper is quite busy. And so once I've cut this out, I'll show you how it can kind of get lost on the background. Not out the way again. They're lovely colours, aren't they? That Daffodil Delight needs a re-ink, but actually it can be a really nice colour, much paler colour, just on its own when it hasn't been re-inked. So I'm holding off for the time being. So this is our card. Can you see how that kind of gets lost on the background a little bit? So what I'm going to do is use my die, same one I used to cut this out with, and I'm going to cut one out with Highland Heather. Now I've contemplated cutting this in half. Let's just pull that out. So that I had it sticking out from both sides, but actually what we're going to do is pop it onto here. So the right hand side of it is going to be, actually it's going to go that way. So this side of it is going to be on the white anyway, so you don't need that to be to have that kind of pop. So I've cut one out of Highland Heather and one here out of the normal. I'm just going to offset it and lay it on here so it's got this dark border, and then when you pop that on there, it's just going to help it to pop slightly. So we can go ahead and stick that one onto there. So I'm just going to pop some glue on, but not all the way up to the edge on that left hand side. And then lay that one on top. Giving me as much or as little as a border as you want, really. It's up to you. You choose. So with this one, I have I used the Scripty font to give it a little bit of interest. I'm still not 100% convinced that that's what I want to go for, if I'm honest. And I've just spotted the Dandy Garden stamp set, or the Dragonfly Garden stamp set, with this kind of motif here. So I thought that might look quite nice, or it might look too busy. I don't know, I'm still undecided. Really? It's not great when doing a live demo. I've tried embossing it, I've tried leaving it white. Didn't really like any of them, but I just feel like it needs something. Let's go with it blank and see what we think. Let's line it all up where it's going to be. It's going to look like this. Now I do want a butterfly, so I've cut a little butterfly out of the Highland Heather. I haven't yet, I'll do that now. You like the script, Tracy, do you? You think that just adds a little bit of something? I do think it needs something. I might just try stamping it off. Because I think I went for the Daffodil Delight just as it was, because it was quite pale. I might go for stamped off and see what I think. Just our little butterfly. This is from the Brilliant Wings dies. I love them. Butterflies of all sizes. There's a tiny little butterfly in Nature's Thoughts. It just needs, yeah, it does need something, doesn't it? I wonder whether a bit of blending. I've kind of blended it in yellow. It is quite subtle. You're right, actually. It's quite nice. Looking at it on camera. Yeah, it just adds that little something, doesn't it? Right, let's grab that. That's from the Very Versailles set. That's from this one here. It's really pretty. So you get these leaves, this frame. Always thinking of you. And I need a sentiment like that. Probably not always, just thinking of you. And then this scripty. So we're going to use that one. Let's take that all apart. Now the key to using this stamp is to make sure you've got it lined up correctly, lined up properly. So try and line it up straight onto the block to begin with, because that will probably help. I'm just going to go for it. I have cut several of these before because I was trying lots of things. Yes, that's a bit better actually, just stamped off once. And then make sure that's lined up again. It would help if I lined it up on my grid paper. There we go. So, how have I assembled all of this together? What I've done is actually laid this DSP down first. Okay. Got these beautiful daisies here. And what this means, I'm not going to stick this down flat, but with that there now, I'll be able to see where I'm going to stick these flowers so that it looks central, and this point here, can you see? This point here doesn't come down too far because you don't want it to interrupt with your closing of this card section of the box. So just by doing it like this, you've got a little bit more control on what that looks like, and then the butterfly is going to sit in the top right hand corner with the sentiment coming over here. So with all of that in place now, I'm going to pop some glue under here and under this leaf actually as well, and stick that down so that I know that's in the position that I want it. And you can come in behind here and pop a little bit more glue in if you'd like. And then some dimensionals on the back of that one. You probably put more dimensionals on, you've got to peel more backings off. So that's going to go straight onto here on dimensionals then. I'm just trying to remember where we had that before. Line it up straight and pop it down. I think it's straight. Yeah, it looks good. Now I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue onto the back of the butterfly, just in the centre there, so that when I lay him down, the wings will still pop up. Now I'm going to try and find a sentiment, so you might have to bear with me. Just my scraps. Looking for a very, very thin strip or a slightly thicker strip that I can chop. That's probably the kind of thing I want. Although to be honest, I might be better off putting the sentiment on afterwards rather than getting you guys to sit here and wait for me to decide what sentiment I want, because this is going to be made for somebody. So that's going to sit on there like that. I'll probably pop that up on dimensionals, and then I've got some of the Genial Gems. These are so pretty. Really pretty. They're all glittery, can you see? They're all glittery. Pale papaya and mint macaron, I think. Put on my finger. So I'm going to use the mint macaron ones. I'm going to use the big ones because the big ones need using up. I might put the sentiment higher and then have one just under there, I think. And that, my lovelies, is that. Okay, I will choose a sentiment and then I will pop that on at my leisure. Save me trawling through my stamp sets now. A little card in a gift. And didn't take that long to make, did it? So I made it from scratch. We've been 50 minutes. I didn't do anything pre-planned today. So I will pop the measurements in my blog post. This will be uploaded to YouTube as well. And so if you're joining us on YouTube, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for watching. To everybody who's watched live, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, these are going to make lovely little gifts, I think. They'll do quite well on the craft fairs. And it's just something a bit different, especially with the candles in. So I know somebody who's just had a bereavement today. Well, they've just told me today. So I think I'll give them this and they can light a candle in memory. Thanks, Anita. So look after yourselves. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. Take care. Hopefully the sun will shine. Yeah, especially for the summer. And probably candles is better than chocolate for the summer because the chocolate might melt. Thanks, Kay. Thank you, everybody. And look after yourselves. Stay safe. Take care. And I will see you all again next Friday, I think. Yeah, I should be around next Friday. If anybody would like a copy of the catalogue, please do get in touch if you haven't got one already. And don't forget that 50% sale on, up to 50% off at the moment. So if there's something that you've got your eye on in the mini catalogue, do give me a shout and I will be able to help you out there. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.